is the 2022 YT Jeffsy Uncaged 8 in size XL. You can really see the peanut butter color in the sun. It really pops out. It's quite dark when you unbox it, but in the sunlight it does have this slight yellow tinge to it. So it comes with the Cane Creek suspension. It's a bit of a change for me. I've always ridden Fox, Boss suspension or Rock Shocks. I'm quite excited about this helm fork. I've tuned it up as per YT's recommendation. Similarly with the Cane Creek Kitsuma double barrel, really neat looking gear. Some of the changes that I've made with the bike, I've taken out the G2 brakes and swapped it for the XTR brakes. I've kept the original SRAM rotors and used their adapters to make it fit, because it comes with 200 rotors. Shimano XTRs are 203. The other thing that I've done is I've put this the rocker upgrade for the SRAM access. Big fan of the original indexation, and this works. I've also put in the standard 1-up threadless tool in the steerer tube. Other than that, it's pretty stock. I've changed the front tire, adjusted everything. I have to say, this frame really pops. I've never owned a YT before, so it's always interesting to see some of the finishing touches. The carbon is cleaned up nicely wherever there's surface friction or bolts coming through. The chainstay protector is super neat, goes inside and outside, well glued together. We'll see if it sits and stands the test of time. The frame, I don't know if you can see it, but it comes with some frame protection here as well. It's frame protection, some frame protection on the underside as well, with a nice neat bottom bracket / down tube protection. Comes with, because of the lack of space, comes with a fidlock mounting area. So unfortunately they don't provide the bottle that fits or comes with this bike, and that's another $100 you'll have to consider when you purchase it. Similarly, the Cane Creek fork has a proprietary mudguard which I've bought separately. Again, that's another $70. It's really neat, integrates 3 bolts. You can pop it off really quickly. It's quite cool. Other than that, everything else is standard. Some of the things I'm thinking of changing down the track is probably cassette, something that's a little bit more, a little bit lighter and durable. I've heard the GX cassettes don't last as long as the XO1 or XX1s, and I think again the chains are better quality and have greater longevity. I've just whacked on some old pedals of mine for now, the original Deity pedals. I'm looking to get some Race Face Atlas when the stock comes. Alright, so second ride on the Jeffsy. Moved away from the Awaba track to go back to familiar territory. Doing the climb on a beautiful autumn day. Don't mind the breathing. First run on the Jeffsy was on a flow trail. I was followed by a local at the time. The bike, the sizing feels pretty good. I was a bit concerned about the fact that it was an XL and the reach is a little bit bigger than what I had on the Noco Optic. I think this sits at 480mm. The Optic was probably closer to 470, 475 in the large. This feels good. Bike is very quiet. despite the fact that I've got Shimano XTR with factory brake pads that typically rattle a lot. Somehow I managed to spread the spring enough to keep it quiet. First ride is obviously pretty biased with the placebo effect of a new bike, but feels pretty good at first descent. I've got the YT recommended suspension settings, which makes it quite stable. I like a bike that's got a bit more pop, so I'm probably going to back off the high speed, low speed rebound on the shock and a little bit on the rebound on the fork. Feels really good, but I'm always a bit tentative. It takes me a while to build into the bike, and so we'll give it a few whirls here at Aremba. All right, second ride on the Jeffsy, Aremba DH. Probably do a few of the features, not all of them. Still getting familiar with the bike. Here we go. GoPro, stop recording. All right, take two. Just getting familiar again with some of those features. Just decided to stop, have a quick look, see if anything's changed. Looks like they've built up the lips a little bit, but all good. All right, Aremba DH, take two. Hopefully we'll go further than where we left off. Yep. Right. Wow. Safe. Right. Up-a-da. Oh, that was fun. All right, a couple of things I've noticed. The bike is super chattery in the big rocky sections. I mean, it's not a downhill bike, but I do think we can improve on that. So I'm going to play around with the tuning a little bit. Front suspension felt really good. If anything, a little bit slow on the rebound, but I'll leave it for now. It might be just my preference on this trail. Again, feel like I was getting a bit of brake fade on my rear brake. That's mostly because they're from my previous bike, and I need to probably give them a bit of a bleed. They're over 2 years old, and I think I bled them maybe a year ago, and I cut the brake lines when I swapped it around, and it's felt good without having to re-bleed it. But I think we may need to inject some fresh mineral oil. Other than that, it's mostly me gauging my muscle memory from having done these many years ago, or at least maybe 6 to 8 months ago with my Norco Optic.
this is feeling a lot sturdier through the rough stuff. Interestingly enough, it pops a little bit better despite the fact that it's a bit longer in reach and bigger in travel. Perhaps the way the suspension is set up and the way the frame is engineered. I'm no pro, many variables to consider. I just want to ride the bike, have fun. All right.